Hello, thanks for stopping by today. If you are interested in supplies and measurements for today's card, there is a link in the information section below to the blog post with all the information. Here's today's card that we're going to do, and I paired Seaside Notions with the In Good Taste DSP. Unusual, I know, but I felt it worked. From the Seaside Notions stamp set, I used the seahorse and the shell. All right, so to get started, what we need first is a crumb cake card base that is 5.5 by 8.5, scored at 4 1/4. All right, and I'm going to take and give me a nice crisp fold. The next thing you need is the In Good Taste DSP and the layering circles dies, and I used this one, which is down here. It's this one to cut this out. Now this is popped up, and I like, because it's a big piece, I like to use a piece of fun foam behind it. And I needed to make sure that my fun foam didn't show through the hole, so I used this one to cut the hole out of the fun foam. Then what I'm going to take and do is I'm going to take some glue, and I'm going to put glue all over my fun foam, especially around that opening. This one doesn't want to come out. There's stuff in it, but it just doesn't want to come. Maybe I don't have the strength to squeeze it. Now I do. All right, so I've got that, and then that is going to go on there, and I got to pull it down, and that's why you need the glue, because you don't want your fun foam to show, so you've got to get it on there. After you get it glued or attached, you want to take a big block and sit on top of it for a little bit. All right, this piece is going to go on the back, but what we want to do is we want to stamp it. Oops, I forgot. We're using the sand from the Seaside Notion. So you want to use the sand, and I use Sahara sand ink with it. And we're going to stamp that, and we're going to get an idea of where it goes. That's good enough. This piece, the Seaside spray, is just big enough to cover your hole. So you kind of want to put it down and ink up your sand, and then fill it in. All right, let's make sure there's nothing. Perfect. All right, and I'm gonna wipe that off. All right, this piece goes on the back. So what I'm gonna take and do is I'm gonna put some glue. I'm gonna use the other one this time. Put some glue around the edges. Put this down. All right, give it a few seconds to grab. And then what we're going to take and do, and we'll finish our card up while this is drying, is you're going to put glue all over this. You're going to bring in your card base, and this goes on your card base like so. I'm going to slide it over, and I'm going to put my block on top, make sure it doesn't shift any. It did just a little bit down here when I pushed it. There we go. Put my block on top, and that just kind of gives it some pressure so it stays put. Now what you want to do is you want to take and stamp your seashell and your seahorse, and then color it in with alcohol markers. And then we're going to take your snips and we're going to cut this out. And you want to move the paper, not your scissors. So I'm just kind of waving it, you know, jiggling it back and forth, just so it gives it a little bit of a wavy edge. Get rid of that. And then we'll go down this way. The toughest part on this is around the tail. So just keep working your way around. And if it gets to be too far away, just go back in and trim it up a little. All right, and then I'm gonna sneak up in here and do up this way. And then I'll do the tail last, because that gets rid of this piece, this big piece. And I apologize, the dog is gonna bark. Somebody must be outside. All right, so I've got that cleaned up. Now it's time to get to the tail. And again, I'm gonna do it in sections because it's just easier. Okay. All right. Now the fun begins. This one, we're gonna go around like so. And then trim it up this way. And there you have it. It looks harder than it is, just take your time. And then the seashell is very easy to do because it's just basically simple shape. It's not real, doesn't have a lot of pieces to it. All right, we've got our two pieces cut out. Then what you want to take and do is you want to take the smooth sailing dies and take your seaweed and a piece of Granny Apple Green and cut out your seaweed. So now we have our pieces. We can take our block off. I don't know about you, but I don't use that big block very often, but every once in a while it's good. Now we're going to attach or add some glue to the back. Oh, this is the one that doesn't want to work for me. I have to squeeze it too hard. I need to use it when I can. I'm just putting little dots along. All right, this goes about there. All right. The next one to go on is your shell because it goes flat. I'll use this one and I can squeeze it. All right, now you have to be careful because you want this to go over that a little bit. I hope I didn't put too much glue. I think I'm okay. And now the seahorse goes on with dimensionals, and I didn't give you any of the sizes. I am so sorry. I am out of practice with not doing videos since I was out of town last week. And for the bottom, what I do is I take these little tiny pieces here and I put one of those right about there. And now we can take our backs off and be very careful with that one because that tail is not very thick and it'll be easy to break. And our seahorse It's going to come down a little bit like so. And there it is. Oh, no. Forgot the pearls. The pearls are like the bubbles. So add your pearls. And these are the little tiny pearls. Actually, there's probably one that's smaller, but these are a good size. So now we're done. And don't forget to do the inside and the envelope. If you have enjoyed today's video, would you please give it a thumbs up, which is a like on YouTube. Thanks for stopping by, and I hope I inspired you with today's creation.